Well, welcome back to the Smith and Burke show. Tonight, it's just going to be
Smith and Burke.
Smith and Burke. We're here. You're here too. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Tonight, we're going to be discussing, a couple of topics we have for you guys. So, the first topic of the day is we're going to ask the question. Okay. And this is the big question. Everybody's been asking about this question. And, I figured we shouldn't be shy. A lot of listeners have anticipated this coming from our show. So here we go. Just going to get right down into it. We're going to be talking today about Ford versus Chevy.
Oh, no.
Obviously, Caleb, you're somebody who has almost exclusively drove.
I'm always first on race day.
First on race day, found on road dead,
There's choice acronyms for all.
I've heard it both ways. Well, honestly, I think you're the most accredited out of the two of us to talk about this, considering you're the only one of us who's actually owned a Chevy and a Ford.
That's true. Well, when you say Chevy versus Ford, are you just strictly talking pickup trucks, or are we talking as a company as a whole?
Ooh.
Because I don't know enough about. I know the vehicles, but
Get into the lore.
Yeah, I don't know how Ford was founded. I don't know how Chevy was founded.
I ironically know more about Ford than I know about Chevy. Because of, Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
I don't think he had anything to do with it, for the record.
I don't.
But
I don't think so.
There's a Henry Ford. I know that much.
Yes. If you're gonna talk about the differences, you got to start with the pickup trucks.
Okay.
You got to start with the Silverado versus the F-150.
That's true. That's a good.
Just as a baseline, if you're talking any time before 2009,
okay,
I feel like it's Chevy, no question. Those Chevys. I'm thinking of when the Fords switched. The Ford switched in 2009. When did the Chevy switch from the classic 99 to 2005? I don't know when it stopped.
I think 2007 I think they changed the body style. 2007 was the first time they started moving more towards that older squarish.
So that if it's 2007 or before, Chevy. If it's 2009 or after, Ford. If it's 2008, just don't get a truck.
Okay, don't get a truck after 2008.
No, just 2008 only. After 2008, you go to Ford.
Okay.
But 2008 is the only model year where you can't get a truck.
Just skip it.
Yeah.
So I
guess you maybe got to go a Toyota or something for 2008. I don't know.
Toyota's pretty good. Is Toyota entering the conversation?
I don't know if they're on the same league. You would put GMC before you'd put Toyota, but prior to now, GMC is the same as Chevy, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anybody who would argue GMC over Chevy
pretentious.
They're idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would say, honestly, comfort-wise, Ford wins.
Yeah, they have way, especially backseat legroom.
Yep.
The Fords have always had great legroom in the backseat.
Yep. Superior. I don't think I've had. I remember the first time, because obviously I grew up with the Chevys, just because that's what my dad always had. And driving, I always was riding the back of that because we had a big family. It was tight.
Yeah.
It was always really tight.
Well, his was an extended cab though too.
That's true.
But the crew cabs weren't much better.
No.
And my dad used to have Chevys until he's a Ford guy. I had the Chevy Avalanche, which that's technically not even a truck. That's a Suburban.
Yeah.
That shut off. I don't know if the camera died or what. But I definitely think legroom. Ford's got legroom. Ford just has overall comfort. Those cloth seats in those 2005, 2006 Chevys are iconic.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're also not necessarily the most comfortable either.
And that was the point I wanted to bring up, because I remember it was 2012, I think, when you guys first got Fords.
Yeah, because his was in 2011. I think he got it when it was a year older, so that's when but that was a Super Duty too. But
I remember when I first rode in the back of that thing, and it blew my mind. It was like stepping into the 100-acre wood. It was unbelievable room.
Yeah.
There was a toolbox in the back on the floor, and I could put my feet on top of it, like just kick them up like a lazy boy. It blew my mind. It really like I remember thinking because we had a Ford van.
Oh yeah, that was a Ford van, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was huge. There was plenty of room in there.
Right, and that was a cargo van
That was
for
a
everything about a kid that she had to haul around.
That's true. That's true.
She needed a white panel van for that.
Yeah, and I know that I did hate the Chevy vans because we had a couple of friends who had the Chevy vans.
Not gonna name names.
Not to name names, and I remember, you getting in them, and sometimes it was never really a great experience. That's all I'm gonna say. Sometimes there just wasn't enough room. Okay, I guess I'm gonna say a little more than that. Sometimes there wasn't enough room. Sometimes it was just the sheer smell. Okay, but
You think that smell came from the factory?
I'm gonna just give them the benefit of the doubt and say yes. That's just it's like you either got to be like, all right, so they just made these vans and they came already small like that, or the clientele that they were selling to. Pick your poison. What would they rather be affiliated with?
Yeah,
Because one of those things can change.
That is true.
It can either be a factory reset, or you find new people. But how do you do that other than raise your prices or lower them? You can lower the prices.
Do you know what year the van was that you guys had?
Yeah, I'd probably the van we had.
Yeah, the big van, the Ford van.
That was probably like an 05.
Okay. So definitely older Chevys. I would definitely seem to be.
Truck wise, I would say yes.
What about van wise?
Van wise, I'm gonna give it the thumbs down.
You're gonna say no to old Fords.
No, I'll say yes to old Ford.
Oh
van.
yes, Chevy van.
Vans,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's a reason.
When it comes to cars, I know more Ford. I know you've got like the Explorer, you've got the Escape, you've got the Edge, you've got the Fusion.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I think
Between the Ford, between the Explorer, Escape, and
the Explorer is bigger. I think the Escape and the Edge are like really similar. Like most people who own one can't tell you which one they own unless they look at their title. They don't know.
Fair enough.
It's an Edge or it's an Escape. They don't know.
Is the Edge smaller or bigger than the Explorer?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
Then you also have the Expedition. The Expedition's bigger. Yeah, that's like that thing's a monster.
Yeah, versus the Tahoes like the Chevy.
Yeah, it's like the Chevy Tahoe, which your mom also owned.
No, we had a Suburban.
Oh yeah, Suburban I think is more like the Explorer.
Okay.
So it'd be like Suburban Explorer, Tahoe Expedition.
No. That's their Traverse.
The Traverse.
Yeah, Chevy Traverse is like the Explorer.
So what is the Tahoe Ford equivalent?
Expedition.
So what is the Suburban? Wait.
Excursion?
No, I don't know what the Excursion. I think it exists. I don't know what it is. I think the Expedition. There's an Expedition and there's an Expedition Max, and the Expedition Max is bigger. So maybe the Expedition is the Tahoe and the Expedition Max, or no, yeah, the Suburban is the Expedition. The Tahoe is the Expedition Max.
Yeah. See, the Suburban was literally created just so that the homeschoolers with money could somehow flex on the homeschoolers who didn't have.
So you're admitting that your family was the homeschoolers with money.
I'm not saying that was my failure. I'm just gonna say that was my circumstance.
I don't have a clue what is gonna be what if you're looking for what's more reliable. Neither one of us know that.
To be fair, we did end up in the Suburban.
Yeah, that is true.
And we never had the Chevy van.
My Ford truck never had a problem. Never had a major problem. 160,000 miles and still going strong. Nothing but a few nuts and bolts to be tightened here and there. That's all you got.
Yeah,
Just
that's fair.
I mean, that Avalanche I had.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Well, didn't you get that with like 195,000 miles on it?
You know, I don't remember. No, I think it had a little less than that.
A lot. I think it was over 200 by the time.
Was it?
Retired, yeah.
Oh, well, you could be right on that actually, but then it was an 04, and I got it in, I think 17. I would have gotten it, and it was an 04.
Yeah.
So.
And it was a white car, Only white car you've ever owned.
It's
I
not a
heard.
car, but yeah. Well, I've only owned two, white and red.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick with that. I will only own white or red.
Really?
Actually, that's a lie. Because I would probably forget that.
Okay.
I thought that for a while, but now I can go. There's some nice colors out there. There's some nice gray. I
You
actually
pivoted on that real fast.
Yeah.
You were like,
I
you were
spoke
like
too
hunkering
soon.
down. You were like, all right,
I spoke-
white and red, and that's it. Thought about it for 2 seconds.
then I thought about all the colors. You know, there's a lot of colors.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you think of between new car colors and old car colors? You notice how they're changing now? Like
How-
they seem a little bit more. They're like either really glossy, or they're like matted beyond.
I actually like matte, like car paint. Like it just, I don't know. It's just something about it looks clean.
Like that new blue car, that color that's like I think Honda uses it. It's like kind of like the same color as these walls.
Yeah, I've seen colors like that. Yeah,
Matted blue.
I don't know. I feel like things got more limiting in terms of what you can get for colors. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just
I
feel like
agree.
back in the day there was more variety.
Yeah. Or maybe you just became more aware.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, when I was a kid, I would look around at cars. I'd be like, you could get any car, any color. I didn't realize that wasn't true.
Right. And then now, especially if you're still talking like Ford and Chevy, like Ford, if you go to like build a custom truck, they have like 5 or 6, 7 colors you can pick for like one trim level. But then if you pick a different trim level, those colors are all locked out. It's like if you wanted a nicer interior, you can't have certain colors and vice versa. And if you want like two tones, you can only have this one specific like $70,000 trim level. But if you want to get a $90,000 truck or a $60,000 truck, you can't get those certain colors. And to me, that's kind of stupid because I don't know why can't you just paint the car? Why does leather or cloth seats affect what color I can paint my truck? Just and same thing with like rims and tires. They'll be like, these rims are only available with the deluxe light package. And I'm like, why do the headlights I have to do what tires I can put on it?
No, I guess it was like pretentious class thing where it's like two guys buy the same kind of car. One's driving a beige and the other's driving a red. And the red guy's like, haha, so you don't have heated seats.
Yeah, they know by the color. They want you to know by the color going down the road whether you got
thing.
heated seats or not.
So random. Random take in the world.
You know what's really interesting about the Chevy's thing is I don't know if I've ever been inside of a crew cab Chevy truck. They're always extended cabs. But I've also I don't know if I've ever been in an extended cab Ford. See, they exist of both. But I've never been I would swear I've never been in a crew cab Chevy and I've never been in an extended cab Ford.
See, the extended cab Fords don't like that. Feels more like an extended cab. Like it's like half a seat. Like it's just you don't have the room.
Well, I know in the Ranger, weren't the two seats like facing like in towards each
Yeah.
other? Like that was weird. The Ranger extended cab.
That was whack.
The Ranger though, that just gives Ford massive points right
It does,
there.
Absolutely.
I mean, what is the Chevy equivalent to a Ranger?
Colorado.
Oh yeah, Colorado.
Which was really it was a big shame because what predated the Colorado was the S10, and the S10 was very coveted.
S10 was kind of that looked a lot like a Ranger. I mean that had the squared off body and it just the S10. When I was in when I took my welding class, there was this guy. He had an S10. But he himself was bigger than the S10.
You know who else you saw?
This guy was huge, and he crammed into that little S10 with the 8-foot bed, and it was a sight to behold. I'll tell you that.
You're not going to believe who else used to own an S10.
Who's that?
Dustin Speck.
Did he actually?
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's funny. I could see it though.
Yeah, he did.
Back in his day.
It's crazy. He told me about it all the time. Well, not all the time. A few times when we'd be driving around when I was working for him. He told me about it. It was cool. But yeah, I remember Sarah mentioning that. It was funny to watch him climb in and out of.
Yeah, those things are small. I don't know if they were smaller than the Ranger or just like the same size.
I can't tell if they were ever off the ground and people just keep them lower now, or if they were always just kind of like
Yeah, because they are really low.
Yeah.
I think they're lower than a Ranger for sure.
Yeah. If you meet a kid with an S10 now, if he's like 16 to like 30, you know, how I'm extending the age of kids as I get older. They won't part with them. They won't. There's no amount of money you can give them.
Well, if you had a Ranger, would you part with it?
Yeah.
Actually,
If someone was going to trade me for an S10.
I bet AJ's sitting in his house right now wishing he still had his vehicle.
He thinks about it.
I mean, even the amount of baking soda he had to put in that thing to get the smell of the smoke out of it.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's the worst thing about buying a pre-owned car is when it smells like cigarettes.
I think that's becoming less common, though. I mean,
But still more common than you would like.
You're not
hope.
cool if you smoke anymore.
It's true.
You haven't been cool if you smoked for a long time, actually.
Yeah, a whole month.
When did that start? When did it start becoming not cool to smoke?
I don't know when everyone's.
When vaping started, probably, actually.
Yeah. And then it got cool again for a brief period of time. Like, I'd say it became very uncool from like 2012 to like 2022. And then people just started smoking cigarettes.
So right after people started recovering from COVID and their lungs got better, they were like, I got to go back.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense.
They were like, I survived this disease.
This can't kill me now.
Yeah.
I can see it, honestly.
Maybe it's true. I don't think anybody that has had COVID has necessarily died because they started smoking since COVID yet. Yet.
Yes.
That's
the key word there.
Yeah. And then you have the Mustang versus the Camaro. Jumping back into Chevy versus Ford.
I don't really have a preference there. I mean, they both are nice looking cars.
True.
You've got the Camaro has the appeal of, well, it's not an appeal. It has the whole Bumblebee Transformers thing. Everybody wanted a yellow Camaro with the black stripes down the hood just because of that. And when that movie came out.
Yeah. What does Mustang have going for it?
Honestly,
didn't Mr. Incredible have a Mustang?
No, he had some weird made-up car.
Corvette.
Was it a Corvette? I thought it was a made-up car.
Well, it was pretty much a Corvette.
I don't know. What does the Mustang have going for it? I mean, maybe it's in terms of that. I don't know like I said, I don't know what's the better car. Which one does Gavin own?
Mustang. It is a nice Mustang, too.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think he got like an anniversary edition or something like that. It is like the 50th anniversary for the Mustang.
What bothered me is when I was looking at trucks for this, I was torn between getting a pickup truck, a 2010 pickup truck with like 130,000 miles on it, or for the same price, I could have gotten like a 2017 Mustang with like 60,000 miles on it for like the same price.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was a hard decision to make.
I bet it was. You made the right one.
Yeah.
Your Mustang would not have gotten you this far.
I probably was actually looking at Camaros, to tell you the truth.
There's a reason.
I don't know what it is, but there's a reason.
Yeah. I don't know. Mustang, I always thought the Camaro was cooler, okay? This is my dilemma. I always thought the Camaro was cooler, but I always thought I would look better in a Mustang. Like, there's just something about my face that just says, this guy would look good in a black Mustang, which is my least favorite color for a car.
But that's what you think you would look best.
I think I just look best in a black car.
We've got the black BMW right now.
Yeah.
So you got the orange Prius.
Yeah. I arguably look better in the BMW.
I don't know who wouldn't.
But yeah, no, I mean, I will say I did rent a Mustang when I was in Hawaii, and I drove it for a week, and that was a time and a half. It was fun. It was a convertible.
Yeah, that's the time to do it too when you're in Hawaii and can.
And it's not yours.
Yeah, that's the key. It's not yours.
Yeah. Do you buy insurance when you go on vacation and rent cars?
Don't you have to? Like, isn't? I don't know. I've never rented a car.
No.
I've been with people who've rented cars, but I personally haven't had to rent a car.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought about it one time because they wanted like an extra. It was going to be like an extra like $400 for the insurance because I'm under 25. And I was like, I'll take my chances. And I took my chances. And guess what? I inspected the vehicle before I took off, took a video of the whole thing, to make sure they couldn't just blame anything on me because
Right.
it's a rental. It already has a couple of scratches, you know.
Right. This was insurance if something was your fault, not if you were sitting at a red light and somebody like rear-ended you.
Correct.
It
Yeah.
was, you still
But
have
they don't make it sound that way though, you know? Like the vehicle's already insured.
right, because it has to be.
Yeah. But they're like, you'll owe us a car if something happens. And then you're like, I'm trusting you, but now I'm scared that if I don't do it, you guys are just going to come find me and just like T-bone me at a stop sign, And it's like, you owe us a car if I live.
Enterprise just goes out there and hires car hitmen for all the people that don't have insurance. They hunt them down and rear-end them.
Yeah, they didn't find me.
They just got beaters, all the S10s people were leaving behind. They're just driving S10s around ramming into these Mustangs to collect insurance.
That'd be a genius money scheme, honestly. But that's always like that. Like that's that thought I have when people ask me for insurance on vacation. But I'm like, I trust myself. I'm like that Midwesterner. I am that Midwesterner who's like, it's not me not being able to drive in the snow. It's all the other people.
You have to be a defensive driver. It's everybody else's fault.
Yes.
When it snows, I'm the guy looking at you while you're in the ditch. I'm not in the ditch. I've never been in the ditch.
Exactly.
I don't know how to get in the ditch.
Yeah. I've never ended up in the ditch with the snow, but I have ended up in the drift. Sometimes the drift comes to you, though.
I'm pretty sure you ended up in the ditch, not in the snow, haven't you?
I ended up in a cornfield, but I didn't get stuck. I kept driving.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a terrible time, actually. I was coming back from some business late at night, and it ended up being about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had closed my eyes on the road, opened them up, and I'm in a cornfield. And I was like, man, this suspension, it was the Pontiac G6, and it was muddy. Like, this corn it was like April, so like it hadn't been planted, but it hadn't been, nothing had happened to it yet. So it was mushy, and it had rained, and somehow I got that car back onto a road. I must have, when I fell asleep, I had to have just found somehow, the combine enter road or whatever they call that to get into the field, the entrance.
I mean, that's what you would call where you enter. That's a good word for it.
Yeah, and I must have gone in there, and then I remember I was like, I can't stop. This was my first thought when I opened my eyes.
No, if you stopped, you were done.
Yeah, so I just maneuvered it. It was a bumpy ride, and then I sold it to Ivan. So, yeah. I told him it was the O2 sensor.
You haven't owned that many four-wheel drive cars, have you?
I actually have.
The BMW?
The BMW's all-wheel drive.
Okay, I'd count that as being the same.
I've had 3 trucks that have four-wheel drive.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You've had three Chevys.
Yes.
Or was one a GMC? Or are they all Chevys?
One's a GMC. The current one's a GMC, yeah.
What was the one that we put the lights in?
That was the Chevy I hit the deer with.
And that wasn't your dad. That was the nicest.
That was the one that had been my dad's first. Yeah.
And then didn't you have like a tan one after that?
No, that's the one I have now.
We put lights in 2 of them. I swear.
No, we put lights in the Pontiac. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I remember that now. Yeah. Didn't it was so nice that the Silverado had just like a little slot that was the perfect size that we just were able to glue that little control puck in there. Yeah, and it was a perfect fit. That was really satisfying, actually.
Yeah, we should have made a video of that.
Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
It's been fun. I like working on cars. Honestly, speaking of which, I do need to change my spark plugs in my BMW. Not right now, but in the future. I was going to ask Gavin if I could use his shop, but if you got time, maybe I'll just use your shop.
Yeah, it's that might work. I've only ever changed spark plugs in small engines and things. I've never changed the spark plugs in an actual car.
It's not bad. I looked it up.
You can do about anything off the internet.
Yep. You just need the right wrenches. I think it was like a T10 and then like a T5. Gets you through. But for another day. Anyways, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's hard to say no on a podcast.
No.
No, okay, it's not. So I did not expect us to talk about Ford versus Chevy the entire time, but I guess, how long have we been talking? I should have been keeping track of that. I don't know, but I think we're gonna call it.
It can't have been that long, can it?
No, it's been a while. It's been a while. Anyways, we appreciate all the support. I want to thank Olinger Electric, our sponsor, for putting these together and getting this up off the ground. We appreciate it, Gavin, all the fine work you're doing out there for the people of Prophetstown and surrounding areas. Great electrician.
Great work.
Great work.
Quality work.
Quality work. Some say the best. Some do.
The best in Prophetstown for sure.
Yes. Some, I have heard that before. But yeah, we appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next time at the. Oh wait, what is it called again? ZBCS.
No, I thought it was just Caleb and Zach. Or Zach and Caleb.
CBS.
No, it was the Zach and Caleb show, I think. Yeah, it was Zach and Caleb show. It was something show.
Could be the BS podcast.
BS.
No. Yeah,
the no BS podcast.
Smith and Burke.
Smith and Burke
show. Yeah, Smith and Burke show.
It's the Smith and Burke show. It's official.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. We appreciate it. Bye.
Goodbye.